So, what's happened, Dick?
What's happened? Well, okay, let's.
'Cause I'll be honest, I'm a big believer in getting both sides of the story.
Well, 100%.
I don't you know, I'm not just going
Well,
to choose the side of like I believe in fairness as well. So if you give me your side of what happened and how it went down, and then we'll kind
okay,
of
I
we'll
totally
mediate from
understand.
there.
Yeah, so let me start with a little bit of background on Dick Chickless because you might not know who I am, right?
Okay.
Okay, I am a gang member. Yes, I'm a part of GSF. Okay, I used to be a part of another gang prior, but that dissolved a long, long time ago. Okay, I've never been a very violent person. I'm very fair. I'm the same way that you might be describing yourself, where I hear every side of the story before I react. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I like to use my words instead of weapons. I'm very calm, and I like to make sure that I'm little level headed. Okay. Um, a lot of people don't know that about me and just assume that I'm the same as everybody else around here. Where it's like, hey, what's up? I got a problem. Let me just shoot you in the chest, and we'll call it a day. And I'm not like that. So, long story short, Saint walked into MDM Records, and I had some pants on. Okay, so I saw these pants. I was shopping, and it said MDM on it, right? And
Hmm.
the way that I looked at it was, oh, that's the logo I see when I'm walking into the MDMR building. So I went, this logo clearly belongs to uh, the record company, so I can wear these pants. I ain't a guy to just go put on that vest you're wearing and walk around town. That's not somebody that I am.
Okay.
If I didn't believe that I had the right to wear those pants because I was supporting the record label that I was working for, and I wouldn't have put them on. So I put them on. Anyways, I walk into the studio and somebody say, "Yo, you're gonna get hurt if you wear those pants." And I said, "Well, if somebody asks me to take them off, I will." Because at this point, how I see it is this logo is the MDM Records. Like it's the same fucking logo that's on the door. I don't understand where there's confusion there. Anyways, so I think it was Saint had walked in. She said, "Take the pants off," and then I said, "I will take the pants off, but I just want to, hopefully, have you explain it to me, or have Mandem see the problem here, where that artist might not know what the fuck's going on. This logo's on the door." So I said, is this building gang territory, or is it record label? And that's all I wanted to know, because if it was gang territory, I mean, I'm not part of the Mandems. What the fuck am I doing working at a business that is technically a gang?
Okay. Well,
Okay.
let me give you let me
Can I
get
interject here? Can I interject here? At
Yes.
no point did you say you would take them off.
I
You
did. I
no,
did.
you didn't. But you
Okay,
didn't.
but
You
if I
didn't.
but I did.
But I'm telling you that you didn't. Because if
But
you
I
would have said, "Okay, I'll take them off," you wouldn't have gotten stabbed.
But here's the thing. I'm telling you I did, and right now you are not listening to me telling you that I did. So how is it possible that you weren't listening there when, because you were heated with a knife? Is it a
Definitely not.
possibility that I
Definitely not.
so I wish
See, now
I
you're just gaslighting. So
no,
okay.
I'm not. I'm not. I said I will go take these pants off, but I want to know what the fuck's going on here. I
okay. I
said
mean,
that.
regardless of whether you wanted to take them off or whether you didn't, um, what happened happens. It's not really important.
Yeah,
Um,
that's not the important part. So
so
I'll
how
continue
long
real
have you?
quick.
Okay. Okay.
So that's not the important part. So, anyways, I got stabbed. That's not a big deal. I mean, listen, shit happens. I get it. I totally understand. Like, don't think that I don't see where Saint would be coming from at all. Um, I totally get that. I guess moving forward, my contract was up with MDMR. So I said, okay, well, fix her. I'm done, because I don't want to deal with feeling unsafe coming to work to write music. Like, this is supposed to be a space for artists to be creative, not a place to walk in and wonder who the fuck's there and what they're gonna do. So I left the record company, and I had a meeting. I got a call from somebody from Ecstasy, and they said, "Hey, we heard you left MDM. We wanted to chat." I went in there. There was about 4 or 5 employees that said, "Yeah, we're past MDMR as well." And I said, okay, so why'd you guys leave? Oh, well, fucking this happened or this happened. And it was all violence. It was all violence. The reason why they didn't want to be a part of that building no more. So me thinking these people are forced to leave a building, feel unsafe, are scared of fucking even being in that area, should be compensated for their damages. And MDMR, if it's a business, there's nothing to be afraid of going for a lawsuit against MDMR. So for the people, I thought it might be a good idea to put these past employees together and get them paid for their damages. And that's
So-
kind of where I was at.
Okay, so you're taking the word of people that have, you know, left the label, and you're running with that into a court of law to present a lawsuit against a business. I mean, just you know what I mean? Just is that kind of what it is?
Well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's exactly what
So-
it is. Yeah.
When you know, when I tell you that a lot of these people that are, I suppose, standing inside ecstasy, you know, claiming that they were mistreated in a business, you know, have also used gang violence against, you know, current employees of MDMR to exact revenge upon them, you know, and then call it, I suppose, call it even. You know, does that make you, I suppose, look at it a bit differently?
1000%. But that's me. Sorry, I'm not cancer. I feel like that is something that MDMR should prove in court, and then there's nothing to worry about.
So the thing is, Dick, in Los Santos, unfortunately, a lot of the time, between business and gangs, you know, the lines are very, very blurred, because there's not many businesses in this city that are not gang affiliated, owned by people that are in gangs, have people working at them that are not affiliated. So, you know, it is a very, how do we say it? There's a very thin line, you know, between, you know, what you would expect in a business and what you shouldn't expect in a business, what kind of repercussions you kind of face for acting that kind of way.
1000%.
Admittedly, should what have happened to you have happened in a business that you were employed at? Potentially no. But obviously the dispute in regards to, you know, items of clothing that belong to the mandem, or as you claim, you know, belong to MDMR, I will explain a bit further. So how long have you been with GSF?
I've been with GSF for 2 years.
Okay. And I'm assuming you like GSF, you know, I mean, you respect what
Of course,
you respect
yeah,
what they stand for, and obviously
They're
you
great
have
people, yes.
you have, you know, your flag, for example.
1000%.
So why do GSF have that flag?
Well, yeah, no, I get where you're coming from.
No, I'm not.
I
Just let me
understand.
just. No, I'm not. That's
No,
not.
I
That's,
will,
this
yeah,
isn't the final
I
point.
will.
So you guys have that flag, and in theory, right?
It represents something greater than ourselves.
It does represent something, but you have that flag in theory because that is the GSF flag. Why is that the GSF flag? Because many moons ago, you know, your founding fathers or whoever who kind of built Grove Street Families to what it is today decided they liked that flag and they liked the color green, you know, and I mean, there's probably a bit more symbolism to it than that, but we would always give you the benefit of that doubt. I'm not going to come down wearing that flag and tell you that that is not your flag, because actually you're telling me that it is, and I have respect for you in that regard. So regardless of how similar an MDM emblem or logo may be on a piece of clothing, those clothes were specifically made for the mandem. They were tailored back in London, and they were imported to Los Santos for the mandem. Regardless of how strongly you feel the logo resembles MDMR, or no matter what you feel about those particular items of clothing, I would expect you to have the same respect if a mandem member is telling you that they're a mandem item of clothing, as I would expect myself and other members of the mandem to have respect if you were telling them, you know, that flag is an item of GSF's clothing.
1,000,000%. There's like 3 things that you said there that I would love to like rebut on if you're finished. But if you're not finished, I'm listening.
So I'm just not sure, you know, is that something that you didn't want to do, or is that something that, I mean, you say what you have to say.
Well, basically, this conversation that you and I just had, if that conversation was had with me in the MDM building, I mean, I was changing those pants regardless. Somebody tell me to take them off, I take them off. But I want to know why the logo was the same. You just told me exactly what should have been said in that building, rather than resorting to violence. And those pants would have came off with no fucking problem. They were coming off with no problem anyways, but I got stabbed. That's number 1. Number 2, back in the day when I owned a business, you said there's a lot of businesses here that are, you know, gang affiliated or owned by gangs and whatnot. So totally true. But back in my day when you owned a business and you owned a gang, you had to keep those fuckers separate. And we lost that over the last little while. And that needs to come back, man. Again, this is not me getting stabbed, dude. This is a principle that I'm trying to. I don't own that building. I got nothing to do with it. But it's very, very clear to me that MDMR is a sinking fucking ship if things don't change. And my ultimate goal, and I've been saying this since the beginning, I want MDM to be the best label in the city. I think you guys got the most talent. I think you guys got the best building. I think you guys got everything, your ducks perfectly in a row. But what's happening in that building with past employees and myself and violence and gang affiliation and shit being done at work and stuff like that is rubbing me the wrong way. And if this, I don't even want to go to court, man. I don't give a shit about that. But I've been spoken to by Ved. I've been spoken to by you. I've been spoken to by Saint. I had fucking some guy that's not even, I don't even think he's affiliated with you, shoot me yesterday. I had Fixer fucking try to shoot me. He missed.
So who was it? Like, who was it that tried to shoot you yesterday?
I don't know his fucking. I don't even know his name. He was a hangaround for GSF, but he worked at MDMR.
And
I don't know his name. He had red dreads.
What did he shoot you in the name of?
MDMR or the mandem. He shot me in the name of the mandem, and like that's what I'm saying is like everybody's so fucking violent. This is all over a principle that gang shit should not be happening in these businesses. And if I've had all these people come and talk to me, it's clear that it's on the mind. And even if we didn't go to court, even if nothing happens from here on out, it just everything's squashed from here on out. The only there's a positive lining here, and that's that this can happen in the future with somebody if they really want to press it. And it's a scary fucking thing to happen because you don't know what the government's going to do. Are they going to audit this business? Are they going to audit all the businesses attached to it? Are they going to audit the mandem? Are they going to look deeper in and get into your business? Like, nobody wants that. I don't want that. I like the mandem. You guys are fucking solid
absolutely.
dudes.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. And I do also, you know, what you're saying about violence within the building. You must understand that the violence that has happened in the building in the past hasn't even been, how should we say this, gang related. Yes, what happened with yourself, you know, the person that did that to you was a member of the gang and, you know, member of my gang, and I will back them, but at the same time, I'm not, you know, adverse to having a conversation and finding out kind of what is actually and what has gone on. The things that have happened in the past is something that will be squashed at MDMR. People that are, you know, in positions of power at the label, not necessarily gang affiliated, but getting, I suppose, you know, crossing that line in regards to, I suppose, employee and gangster. You know, if they're having disagreements at work, they're taking that and dealing with that out on the streets, you know, rather than, you know, dealing with it through the correct channels, you know, which are there to support them. So, you know, when you go on about that in regards to, you know, the businesses are businesses, I'm a huge advocate for keeping them that way. I myself own, 4 businesses, and
Well, absolutely,
they are
and
not
it's
involved
important.
in, regardless of my gang affiliation, they're not gang businesses.
I used to be afraid to rob the vault, man, because I was afraid that I was going to lose my business, and I feel like that's been so lost over the last few years. You know, in the
No,
city, people are very, very, very
absolutely.
loose with their business and gangs, and I'm just trying to push for the greater good, man. I want people to feel safe, and I want people to be creative. I'm a huge advocate for the music scene. I've owned a label. I've been, even when I owned that label, it wasn't like, oh, this is a fucking DBR show. We only have these. No, I invited artists from everywhere. I said, listen, it doesn't matter what label affiliation you know, promote everybody. Make sure that everybody's included, because this is a lot of people's livelihood. Like, I got a lot of other stuff going for me other than music, but
So
I'm passionate.
100%. So I mean, so as we move on, I suppose from what we were talking about, and then we move into something else. You do understand what the point that other members were trying to get across in regards to the clothing, right?
1000%. I knew right away.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So that's
understand
all
right away.
understood now, and you're I suppose you're aware. I suppose the
1000%.
yeah,
I
okay.
don't put those pants on. They're yours, man. They're
Okay.
not mine.
Um, in regards to GSF, I'm not sure what you've heard, and we may have seen some cars full of GSF gang members circling around our block late last night. Are you aware of this happening?
I'm actually not aware of that, but I can also tell you that I can confidently tell you that GSF doesn't want to fuck with the Mandem. If they were
Okay.
circling that area, it was probably they were looking around MDMR for fucking that guy with the red dreads.
Okay. And
But
what I
I have
will,
no idea, man. I just woke up. So.
as like you say yourself, in regards to the separating of the business and and the gang activities, I understand that that person is employed at MDMR, but he's in no way any affiliation to the Mandem. If he is,
Understood,
executing yourself in the name of the Mandem, then he will be spoken to by us. And that's why I suppose our name is being used to do that. If we want to carry out anything like that, you will know that it's us that's done it. We're not going to go, third party. We don't get involved in as many conflicts as everybody else, but if we do, about it, kind of thing. And I'm sure you guys can respect that. So if what you're telling me is that that's what he did, that will be a conversation that I will have.
yeah, again,
and that
I don't
goes
know his
for
name, so.
MC Fixer, Jay Harper, and all the Chloe, all the people that hang around in that little circle. If they are attacking members of GSF, they are not doing it for the Mandem. They are in no way affiliated. And they've trust me, they're not scoring themselves any points in our book by doing that.
Well, I think that Fixer realized that really quick, because I got through to him pretty good. I brought him down here and we had a conversation. I didn't bring no guns or nothing. Like, I didn't want to hurt him. But when I asked him what the hell was he doing, he literally said to me he thought that people would respect him if he hurt me. And
Yes, and that's a reoccurring issue that we've
yeah.
been having at MDMR. I understand, and it's very, very easy when the record label is called Mandem Records and the gang is, Mandem. I understand where and why, people may think it's a gateway into the gang, or people get, the business and the gang confused as a single entity. But I can assure you that isn't what it is. And the business element of that business will be a lot more heavily enforced going forward. Fixer has left the label as COO. He has come and spoke with the stand-in COO today, and asked for his job back.
Damn.
I obviously, I'm not sure, what commitments you've made, or whether you are currently signed with with another label. I know you're a very talented individual. I've heard your music. But I do not want you to think you know, if you were to want to rejoin Mandem Records, that offer, you know, or that is something that is not an option for yourself. I understand what happened, you know, it could just be put down to a, you know, a big bit of miscommunication. But at the end of the day, there are definitely underlying issues there that do need to be, you know, looked at from both sides.
Well, yeah. To be honest, man, I told you already. This was my goal. I understand that I want you to understand that a lawsuit. I'm not threatening a lawsuit. Like, I'm not trying to hold it over the building's head. It's just that's the correct action for the civilians that are writing music. That's the only repercussion that they get. They can't come after you and shoot you. They don't want to do that. They're not violent.
I understand why. I understand why you would think that, and now you've explained to me that it wasn't necessarily on behalf of yourself. It was on behalf of people that have, I suppose, used the vulnerable state that you were in to try and, you know, turn you also against MDMR. You know, and I understand exactly what they've done. I know the kind of people that they are, and I know exactly why they're trying to do that.
Yeah,
I'm a firm believer in, you know, focus on what you're doing in yourself rather than trying to bring other people down and other businesses down around you. You know, put the energy into making yours better. And unfortunately, some people that have left MDMR a long time ago still can't seem to, how do we say, let go of things that have happened in the past, when actually they were equally as in the wrong as the people that have wronged them.
Yeah, 1000%. Regardless, I mean, I feel like that's something that people can prove in court. But again, I don't want to move forward with the lawsuit. I think it's just a can of worms that I don't want to deal with. But
Perfect.
we've already seen some changes. I'm sure you've already seen changes in that building since that incident, and since there a possibility of a lawsuit. Like, it might be as long as there's a conversation that says, hey, we can't do this shit in the building, you know, if this happens, this is how we respond to it, moving forward.
It's already been done.
You know, so I think that is the.
I can assure you, like I said, that was all taken care of as soon as I woke up this morning.
Well, yeah, and
the people that are now standing in those roles are fully aware of the situation, fully aware of what's gone on, and fully aware of, you know, how we will deal with these kind of things going forward.
I also foresee, and I'm not taking credit, because I don't think that's fair. But I think just historically what's happened, and now this moving forward, I think that you're actually going to see more money in that building. You're going to see more artists, and you're going to see just a better label overall, with more events and like everything. Like, there needed to be a change. And even if that fucking change, man, wasn't anything to do with what we're talking about, but just getting Fixer out of his position and putting somebody else new in that position with a little more fire, and somebody that really wants to lead that like, if that's even a positive change, it's going to be positive, and it's going to trickle down right down to the fucking interns, man.
Exactly. And you know, a fresh pair of eyes, you know, never hurt anything. Who knows?
Okay, cool.
Like I say, I mean, I'm not sure what you've got in mind for your career going forward, because I understand you're still actively pursuing music, but don't think don't think that the door is closed on you at MDMR, if that is something that you you know, you were interested in, I suppose, pursuing.
Cool, man. Well, you know what? I really appreciate this conversation. I do. I think that this is exactly how I like to handle situations. You know, just make sure that everybody's on the same page. The thing is, I've already opened the door to some of these artists that have been affected about a lawsuit. So even if I say, "Listen, I'm out," it might still happen on their end. But I guess that's a conversation that can be had later. But again, for me, man, I don't want to make a false promise.
Absolutely.
So
I mean,
not,
like I say,
there's plenty of like I say, there's plenty of
labels out there. I would definitely, you know, expect you and encourage you to go and explore your options, you know? and see what's around the city for you, and then make your decision on what's best suited. In regards to the
Well,
other people that may pursue legal action, you know, please, if that's something that they still want to do, tell them to get in contact with myself, and you know, we can go down that route and discuss the fundamentals of, I suppose, what they're kind of aiming to achieve from the case.
yeah, I want to be very, very clear. I'm not a bullshitter, so I ain't gonna say definitively that there is no lawsuit still coming that I might organize. I can't say that definitively because if something happens, I don't want to be looked at like a fucking liar. However, I will let you know that this conversation has led me on a different path of thinking, and I appreciate it. So that's where I'm gonna leave it because I again, I don't want to be looked at like a lying piece of shit or nothing, you know.
So you're saying that you know, a lawsuit is not coming for yourself, or you're not pursuing legal action, or are you telling me that you are?
I'm not saying either because no matter which way it goes, if I say yeah I'm going to and then I don't, well then it's a false threat. If I say I'm not going to and I do, then I'm a liar. So I just leave it at this conversation that you've had with me has made me think differently and has leaned me more towards one side than the other. Is all I can leave it at.
Perfect.
And I appreciate it. So thank you so much, man. You actually, you know, it's been a great conversation. So I appreciate you, Denzel.
No problem at all, Dick. Well, thank you for your time. And
See you later.
yeah, like I say, I would encourage you to speak to you know, your fellow members in GSF and just ask them, you know, I suppose try and find out what the intentions of them were being around that area. Like I say, if they're not interested in fighting the mandem, you know, that's I'm sure that's a mutual interest. But obviously, if they are looking for individuals that are employed at MDMR, you know, I'll ask, like this one time they politely do it, you know, I suppose outside of you know, business grounds.
Yep, I'll make sure of it, man. I'll talk to him.
Perfect.
Okay, man. I appreciate you.